I think that is, I've never seen anyone who was as big as this kid move as well as he does. For you to be that big, like 6'5", 250 pounds at only 20 years old, to move that well on your feet.
He's a great fighter.
You think he's a great fighter? But what do they think? What do you think about them comparing him to you? I mean, you're a legend, my friend.
Well, he'll be one too if he keeps fighting.
Oh, okay.
People couldn't believe it when Mike Tyson spoke about Moses Itauma because the words were strong and full of respect. Tyson said Moses is nothing like most boxers we see today. He has that real hunger, the sharp focus, and the never-quit attitude that makes a true champion. Tyson explained that if a fighter wants to stay great, it takes steady hard work, self-control, and the courage to accept losses without excuses. And that's what makes Moses special. He's already catching the world's attention in the heavyweight division, and with the way he's going, he could rise above everyone else and one day be remembered as a legend in boxing history.
Listen, this is the thing. It has nothing to do with you losing. It depends on how you lose. You lose spectacularly, hey, they're going to always use you. Depends on how you lose. You can lose and win at the same time.
One of the most trusted voices in fight sports has given big praise to Moses Itauma, saying he's doing things most boxers never do at such a young age. At only 20 years old, Moses is already seen as one of the brightest new heavyweights in the world. Helwani even said that Moses might be the one who can break Mike Tyson's famous record of being the youngest heavyweight champion, a record that has stood for years as a mark of greatness. And this isn't just hype. It's because Moses keeps winning, keeps looking sharp, and keeps building respect in the boxing world. When older fighters and experts agree on his talent, it proves Moses is not just full of promise, he's truly moving forward. The fact that people believe he could pass Tyson's record shows just how real his future could be.
But he's back. He's got his new fight is March the 1st in Bournemouth. So yeah, he's rolling the dice again. He's just had a little boy, so he took some time out.
Okay. When did you start to really feel like this could be a career, that you had a special gift? How soon into that, training journey did you start to realize, like, oh wow, this is what they're saying about me is different?
It's after I sparred Lawrence Okoli, my trainer at the time. He messaged me saying that what you've done today was crazy, unbelievable. If you stick at it, you can be one of the greatest boxers to live, heavyweight, sorry. And then I was like, okay, I'm not bad, but at this point, I'm a two-time European gold medalist, two-time national champion. But I still didn't think I was like.
Fans can't believe what they're seeing from Moses Itauma, a heavyweight who doesn't move like one at all. What makes him so different from other fighters isn't just his young age, it's the way he moves in the ring. Most big heavyweights are only known for their size and power, but Moses shows something rare: speed and smooth skills. At just 20 years old, he fights with quick feet and sharp reflexes. More like a smaller boxer, he slips punches, makes angles, and lands hard counters that keep his opponents lost. Experts say this mix of power and fast movement is what makes him so special. It proves Moses isn't just a big puncher, he's already looking like a complete fighter who can outthink and outwork even the older, experienced heavyweights.
Why I think that is, I've never seen anyone who was as big as this kid move as well as he does. For you to be that big, like 6'5", 250 pounds at only 20 years old, to move that well on your feet, to have that level of speed and power. When have we ever seen that before in the history of boxing? Ever. In the last 30 years even. You look at Lennox Lewis, he didn't fucking move like that for the weight. No way. As good as he was, he didn't move like that. AJ, hell of an athlete, he didn't move like that. Tyson Fury was a good mover for a big bloke. He doesn't move like that. He hasn't got that explosive speed. We're witnessing something so fucking special here.
Fans can't believe what they're seeing from Moses Itauma, a heavyweight who doesn't move like one at all. What makes him so different from other fighters isn't just his young age, it's the way he moves in the ring. Most big heavyweights are only known for their size and power, but Moses shows something rare: speed and smooth skills. At just 20 years old, he fights with quick feet and sharp reflexes. More like a smaller boxer, he slips punches, makes angles, and lands hard counters that keep his opponents lost. Experts say this mix of power and fast movement is what makes him so special. It proves Moses isn't just a big puncher, he's already looking like a complete fighter who can outthink and outwork even the older, experienced heavyweights. Fans are calling Moses Itauma's win over Dillian Whyte a moment that felt just like when Mike Mike Tyson shocked the world. Back then, many people doubted Tyson before he destroyed Michael Spinks in less than 2 minutes. The same way, people weren't sure if Moses was ready for a tough veteran like Whyte, but the fight gave a clear answer. Moses showed scary power, calm focus, and a mean streak that reminded everyone of Tyson's rise. Just like Tyson silenced critics, Moses did the same by knocking out Whyte in style. This wasn't just another victory, it was a loud statement that proved he's the real deal and forced everyone in boxing to start talking about him differently.
Experience bout and stuff like that. And, you know, we never see Moses in this situation, something like that. And I responded by saying, this is going to be Mike Tyson Spinks. Remember that? When Iron Mike Tyson fought Michael Spinks, they said Mike Tyson never been in a ring with somebody of the caliber of Spinks. I'll never forget. So let's see.
When people started comparing Moses Itauma to Mike Tyson, it was both exciting and heavy to carry. Tyson is one of the most famous heavyweights ever, known for his scary power and young success. But Moses doesn't just want to be called the next Tyson, he's made it clear that he wants to build his own name and his own story in boxing. Like Anthony Joshua and other big fighters who walk their own path, Moses shows maturity far beyond his age. At only 20, he understands that real greatness doesn't come from copying someone else. It comes from becoming your own legend. That's why he wants to be remembered as Moses Itauma, not as a shadow of Tyson. This mindset is what sets future champions apart from those who crumble under the weight of big expectations.
When people are talking about you and people are, you know, talking about you being maybe the next youngest world heavyweight champion after Mike Tyson, trying to break that record. You're 19 years of age now, talking about your last performance, Marius Wack. Big guy, strong guy, been in there, seen it, done it, boxed everyone, was expected to give you rounds. You went in there and took him apart in 2, right? So them expectations are obviously going to be talked about. People are obviously going to do that and compare you with the likes of Mike Tyson, and that is a good thing.
Like, with, do you know what? I've kind of put myself with kind of making the comparison with me and Mike Tyson with completely different styles or whatnot, but I never really wanted to compare to no one. I kind of want to set my own path, like I said multiple times. Like, obviously, Joshua, Fury, Usyk, Tyson, all them, like, they've set their own path, so I want to set my own.
Ade Oladipo shared a thought that many in boxing agree with. Not every fighter has to go through long, tough tests to prove they are good. Some show the heart of a champion before they even win a title. Moses Itauma's big win over Dillian Whyte was that kind of moment. He didn't need a long back-and-forth fight to prove himself. In just one night, he showed speed, timing, and calmness that screamed future champion. Oladipo's words remind us how Itauma has already changed minds. He's turned doubters into believers and proved that sometimes greatness is clear for everyone to see.
He is a heavyweight that moves like a lightweight. Sorry, a light heavyweight. Certainly doesn't move like a lightweight, but a light heavyweight. He just darts in and out so quickly. Like, nothing about him physically looks 240 pounds. Bear in mind, that's the same weight as Daniel Dubois. He's the same height. It's only 10 pounds less than AJ. It's the same height as Dillian Whyte. I'm sorry, same weight as Dillian Whyte. But you look at his frame, he doesn't look that heavy. Let's talk about potential opponents. And this doesn't include, again, the top 3 guys. So this doesn't include Alexander Usyk.
Despite Moses Itauma's undeniable victory, some critics have tried to downplay it, claiming Dillian Whyte was carrying an injury. But analysts quickly pushed back. YT looked strong, calm, and fully prepared during his ring walk. There were no signs of weakness. To blame the loss on injury is to ignore Itauma's skill, power, and execution inside the ring. This is a familiar pattern in boxing. When a young star rises too fast, doubters search for excuses. But Itauma's timing, strength, and fearlessness left little room for debate. His win wasn't luck, and it wasn't circumstance. It was proof that he belongs at the very top.
Always and often rumors after a fight when a fighter gets blown out there early that there's some kind of injury. But what really intrigued me building up to this fight, and on the live stream, people who were seeing me, I was kind of confused by it, was why this has become a 10-rounder suddenly. I thought this was a 12-round fight. It was for various international belts and all that kind of stuff. I didn't see any reason why this wouldn't be a 12-rounder, especially when it's a pay-per-view main event. And I assumed that the reduction to 10 rounds indicated that there may have been an injury to Itauma with him being the A side, but then seeing the fact that Dillian Whyte walked second to the ring tells me he maybe had a bit more negotiating power in this than I first thought, which then leads me to believe that potentially this rumor of him having an injury is actually true, and he wanted to reduce it to 10 rounds because of some sort of pre-fight issue.
Dillian Whyte's former trainer, Mark Tibbs, said it best. When a man with his experience admits to being left speechless by a knockout, it tells you everything. Tibbs' reaction captured exactly what fans felt watching Itauma dismantle Whyte in the very first round. This wasn't supposed to happen. Whyte was meant to be the test, the veteran measuring stick for Itauma's progress. Instead, the fight became a showcase of Itauma's raw power and ruthless instinct. And for a trainer as seasoned as Tibbs to publicly acknowledge just how devastating the knockout was, that's rare in boxing. It was a moment that further cemented Itauma as one of the sport's brightest young stars.
Really, mate, it was what we all expected. Really, was hoping we could get 4 or 5 rounds out, see where Moses was at. But he's that good. He's that good. I thought Dillian shaped up well. I thought he was in fantastic nick. But when you're at your twilight years and you're working on your weight, etc., it's taxing. It's taxing on yourself. And I'm pretty sure he had to make some pains. I'm not judging him, but you know, he's trained in a hell of a lot of training camps, and he's very, very diligent in his training. But it just, you know, it's like grandfather time for him, if you get me. So it was a difficult task, and we all knew that anyway. But it shows that Moses is been emotionally tested, and obviously not. He's still got to be built physically. Still got to be built physically against some.
While many celebrated Itauma's stunning victory, promoter Sam Jones offered a more measured perspective. He reminded fans that the fight didn't answer every question. We still don't know how Itauma's chin will hold up under fire, how his stamina will fare in the later rounds, or how he'll respond when a fight becomes a war of attrition. The bout with Whyte ended too quickly to show those things. From this angle, the spectacle, as impressive as it was, left analysts with the same uncertainties they had before. And that's important, because greatness is never proven in one night, no matter how dramatic. But what is undeniable is that Itauma has placed himself firmly in the spotlight. Right now, he is the man every heavyweight is watching. The truth is, Moses Itauma's victory, as electrifying as it looked, didn't really provide new answers. We already knew he was special, fast, powerful, and carrying that aura of the real deal. But this fight, it was simply too easy. Perhaps one of the easiest of his young career. On the other side, questions swirled around Dillian Whyte. At 37, pushing 38, he didn't look himself from the moment he walked to the ring. Gone was the aggression, the trademark fire that had once defined him. Instead, he appeared flat, tired, almost like a man fed up with the sport. This wasn't the Dillian Whyte fans were used to seeing, and yet it's a difficult balance. You don't want to strip credit away from Itauma. At just 20 years old, he can only defeat whoever is placed in front of him. The matchmaking was perfect, and for Itauma, Whyte's name remains a valuable scalp. He did exactly what was required, finished the job, and finished it quickly. Still, observers couldn't ignore the other side of the story. Dillian wasn't at the races. Rumors of an injury lingered all week. Whispers that perhaps he wasn't entering the ring at full strength. Whether that played a part or not, one thing is clear. Moses Itauma left with the win, but the questions about his true test remain unanswered.